Good morning and welcome to the Hawaii State Ethics Commission. First, just a few administrative announcements. If you have your cell phone, please turn off your cell phone. And if you need to be recognized, please raise your hand so we can recognize you, especially those on WebEx. At this time, I need to say that today is July 16th and the time is now 9:00. And first order of business is we should have a roll call for quorum. Robert.
Thank you. Commissioner Tobias, are you present? And is there anyone else with you?
Nope, no one's with me and I'm present.
Recognize Commissioner Hong. Are you present? Is there anyone else with you?
No one else is with me, present.
Thank you. Recognizing Commissioner Thielen, Commissioner Becker, Chair are in the public hearing room. I'm also, my name is Executive Director Harris. I'm also present in the conference room. Joining remotely are Compliance Director Chang, Enforcement Director Campbell, Staff Attorneys Neufer, Yamanuha, and Yi, and Computer Specialist Louis. And we're also joined for the first time by our new Administrative Assistant, Melissa Amporos. Thank you for joining us. Even though this is an in-person meeting, please be aware that all meeting participants are being recorded on the digital record of the Zoom meeting, which will be posted to our website and used to create official minutes. Your continued participation is your implied consent to be part of the public record of this event. If you do not wish to be part of the public record, you should exit this meeting now. For any members of the public who may be joining us remotely, if the Commission's video conference connection is lost during the meeting, we will recess the meeting and reconvene after a connection is restored. Please check the Commission's website, ethics.hawaii.gov, for information about reconnecting to the meeting. If the meetings continue to a later date or terminated, information about this will be posted on our website. Are there any members of the public joining us who would like to identify themselves at this time?
Done? Okay. All right, let's begin. First order of business is the approval of the minutes of June 25th, 2025 meeting. Are there any corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the minutes of June 25th.
I move.
Moved by Mr. Thielen. Seconded by Commissioner Becker. Roll call.
Commissioner Tobias? Commissioner Tobias?
Trying to do it, but you guys are frozen again.
We can hear you now.
Okay,
Did you hear the motion?
yes, and I second it.
Okay. Well, it was between you and Commissioner Becker, and I yield to Commissioner Becker. I heard him and I didn't hear you. But okay, anyways, so what's your vote? Yay and nay?
Yay,
Approved.
approved.
All right.
Commissioner Hong?
Aye.
Commissioner Thielen?
Aye.
Commissioner Becker?
All right.
Chair?
And the chair votes aye, so motion's carried and the minutes are approved for June 25th, 2025. Next on the agenda is the election of, I guess, chair and vice chair. And I notice here that we have an option of delaying the election until the new commissioner is appointed. Is that correct?
So under our administrative rules, officers are supposed to be elected in January. It has been custom that the commission defers that election until July to allow the new appointees to have a say. So pursuant to that, we put it on the agenda because that's what the commission did last January. And we leave it up to you if you want to keep the current officers in place until a new date, or if you want to do a new election.
Your druthers, Commissioner, yes.
I'd like to keep the current in place until at least July, assuming we have another member.
This is July. But after that's said and done, I would recommend.
Until August,
Until the next,
until next,
until the next commissioner
Thank
is. Wait then, is that okay?
I was frozen
That
back
was-
in the spring.
Is there any, that was a suggestion by Commissioner Thielen that we wait until the appointment of the new commissioner. I'm not gonna ask for a vote. Are any objections to that? Or do we need a vote?
Just because it's an administrative rule, I would suggest maybe a motion would be the best way to do it.
Okay. Like to make that.
I so moved that we postpone until the new commissioner is on board.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by Commissioner Hong. I was waiting for Commissioner Tobias. Anyway, all right, moved and seconded that we postpone the election of officers so we get a new commissioner on board. Any discussion? Not, roll call.
Starting with Commissioner Tobias,
Aye.
Commissioner Hong,
Aye.
Commissioner Thielen,
I,
Commissioner Becker,
Aye.
Chair.
Chair votes aye, no objections, the motion's carried. Thank you. We will carry on. Director's report, education and disclosures.
I can ask Benita to take part one.
Good morning, commissioners. We have for education, we have a live training session scheduled for this Friday. We have about 14 individuals who have already signed up, and 12 of them are tier 1 mandatory officials who are subject to the live requirement. We've also sent out reminders to all the board administrators, or will be, to remind them about new board members having to file disclosures and take the mandatory training. So we expect an uptick in our training and disclosure activities. For new board filers, that are starting July 1, they have until the end of the month, I believe, to file their initial disclosures. The end of the month, we're also seeing gift disclosures coming in, and that's due to the new change in the law where we synced the gift disclosure filing deadline to conform to the state's fiscal year. So gifts received between July 1 and June 30th during the fiscal year are now due 1 month later, end of July. So our office is busy assisting filers. And then finally, want to mention that we're scheduled to do a Kogo Connect webinar presentation in early August as part of our efforts to kind of share our information with other jurisdictions about our training program. And this particular panel is specifically looking at training and the challenges of tracking attendance, completion, and compliance, and how do you manage that type of activities. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions? I have one comment, or maybe a question. We are going to prepare something for Kogo in regards to our training program.
This is actually they have these Kogo Connects, more like mini gatherings virtually throughout the year as a way of kind of sharing information and connecting throughout the year. So that's separate from the actual conference that's scheduled in December. Those are usually more formal presentations, panels. So this is separate.
The reason I ask is because having been to a few of the Kogos, I think that we could, I guess, commissions can really benefit by what we do for our training. I mean, I don't know if anybody can say, hey, we got at least 90% of our people, who've taken the course in regards to ethics and have passed it. And so I just wanted to share our wealth, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if
definitely that's definitely the intent, to try to provide other agencies that are more smaller or less resources some of the kind of insights and experiences that we have from our past years of building up this program, and to provide some resources to other sister agencies throughout the country.
have any of the other commissions asked us for as references or help in regard to the training program?
Yeah, periodically we'll get emails or Robert will get a call from other jurisdictions or asking for input. And so Kogo is a wealth of, resources and kind of sharing information and assisting each other. So I think we're very fortunate in terms of having the resources that we have. While maybe a small agencies, I think we've built up to a program that's fairly mature. We're not perfect, right? We're always looking for ways of improvement. Looking at data transparency, improving our disclosure system. So we're always looking at improvements, and I think Kogo is a good place to kind of get information and share knowledge.
That's good. The reason I asked that question, and you and I were at the last Pogo, and I was a group leader, and I had representatives from the different commissions throughout the United States. And I didn't realize, how above the curve we are in regards to many aspects of ethics. So I thought, hey, we can compare, Hawaii, where's Hawaii? Down there, and look at what they're doing. So keep up the good work. Any questions from the commissioners?
No.
From the audience? If not. Okay, next.
Switching to guidance and assignment statistics, I'd like to ask Key to talk about that. And in addition, if Key doesn't do it, I would like to ask that if the commission has any feedback in the form of how these new statistics are being provided, we would love the feedback as soon as possible, because we're hoping to try to make this a systemic thing that we produce every quarter.
Great. So basically, heavy complaint month in June, 37 complaints received, 29 closed, 172 received on the year, 157 closed. So a little slightly, pretty much closing what's coming in, but a little bit, yeah, we'll have to make up a little bit of ground. One thing of note I would say about June is that we had 53 travel requests. So very high travel request month. Each of those is a letter, so staff is doing a good job continuing to process travel requests. Moving on to the next page for the year, we are on track for 316 total complaints. So a little bit below 2024, but essentially at 2023's level of complaints if we stay on track. In terms of what the complaints were about, so the not applicable tab is, a lot of complaints about things that we do not have jurisdiction over, and we continue to respond to those and refer them to the appropriate agencies. Other than that, the bulk of them were fair treatment, things about harassment, retaliation, etc. So that was the bulk of what our complaints were about. In terms of why they were resolved. So a lot of them, the bulk of them, no jurisdiction, but also a lot of them lack of evidence, which is Jared looking into them and then us discovering that they were unfounded. And then in terms of the AOD trends, which is the next page, pretty much on point with last month. The bulk of the AOD requests we are getting are related to gifts and fair treatment. And for the quarter, we have 239 opened and 231 closed. So pretty much responding timely fashion to every AOD that comes in. And then in the bottom left corner, 39 written summaries issued for the quarter. So that's 39 emails to people memorializing advice, explaining it, and then 3 longer guidances, which would be, more in the letter variety. So a lot of good work being done in both the complaints department and the attorney day department.
Any questions, commissioners? Any questions from the audience? Okay.
Just as a reminder, commissioners, this was one of our 2025 goals, was to try to provide more transparency about the actions that we do. It's both to sort of to show the public what we're engaged in, to sort of show transparency what we're doing. It's also as a result of our new case management system that we installed at the beginning of the year that we're able to track some of the stuff with more specificity. The additional information we hope to start providing is sort of an average time to close complaints coming in. So again, people have confidence that stuff comes in is being processed in a reasonable fashion and closed out in a reasonable manner. Our hope is by the end of the year to have this on our website. So this will be sort of more directly available for people to see and do, and sort of continuing to find ways to provide more public confidence in sort of what we're doing. And you know, sort of what the hot spot areas are that we're looking at. So again, very proud of the work and would like to thank Key in particular for helping drive it, but also Caroline and Patrick and many others in trying to, you know, make sure that we have this information and make it available to you and to the public.
Good, thank you, Key and staff.
Just switching quickly to the miscellaneous office projects and updates. We are providing the Q4 financial reports. A bottom line number is at $21,709 was lapsed back to the general fund. But we take pride in not spending money unless we need to spend it. We also did save $8,000 this year by moving away from a traditional telephone system and moving to Microsoft Teams calling. We have, as far as new expenses, spent money for both for more on training functions. We purchased a 2-year license for Salesforce, and we've purchased sort of in advance some money on consulting services in order to be able to continue to update the filing disclosure website in order to meet with new legal requirements. So again, generally on budget and or slightly under and lapsing that money back in. Happy to answer any questions folks have.
Commissioners, any questions? I have one question. How often can we change the artwork in our office?
I will note on the record before I respond that Commissioner Thielen just complimented the artwork in this room. So every 5 years, we're allowed to switch unless we do some type of major renovation.
Okay,
So I think we have this for another 4 years, Chair, what I'm trying to say.
I picked those 3 and I thought they looked pretty good, but they're more good.
I like it.
You like it?
I like
Oh, I'm glad.
It's subtle and it kind of just moves itself on a,
Yeah, it kind of moved me too, but then when I put it up there, anyway, all right, every 5 years, I'm gone by now, so you guys get to live with it. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, if not, moving right along. Excuse me. Yes.
So that wraps up, I think, that part of it. Do you want to move on to item number 4?
Item number 4, please.
Okay, so just as a reminder, this is a standing agenda item to discuss recent media coverage concerning ethics in government or the Hawaii State Ethics Commission. I only note 2 articles since our last meeting, which was only 3 weeks ago. On June 29th, the Civil Beat had an article focused on this meeting entitled State Watchdogs Keeping Pressure on Government Reform, in reference to having Kristen come and speak and sort of focus on contractor campaign contributions. And I know we'll talk about that later in the agenda. And then on June 28th, there was a blog by Ian Lind talking about lobbying in comparison with influence peddling and contrasting the two.
Questions? I'd like to thank Civil Beat. Actually, it was a good article. I've never been called a watchdog before, but thank you anyway. Anyway, I'm glad they're watching for what we're doing, and hopefully the public appreciates it, especially our government. Any questions? Okay, if not, moving on. Item number 5, the legislative proposals.
So this is at the request of Commissioner Thielen, something we're adding as a standing agenda item, which is to be able to have general conversations about potential legislative bills, or in this case, we've actually added a specific attachment and we're calling it Commissioner Thielen's proposed ban that is attached. And then, you know, it's for discussion, and or, our Attorney General may have joined us if you have questions about her recommendations. Patrick, is Candace on?
No, she's not.
Okay, so we may not be able to do that this time.
Maybe we gotta pass on that. I think it's a great bill. I'm just personally speaking, but I wanted to have this, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I would like to propose, that we adjust the, value where the bill, that will trigger the bill, and instead of being 5,000, which could really, cover an awful lot of employees that we wouldn't want to necessarily involve in this. And I'd like to move that up to 100,000. And I think that Commissioner Becker can explain, tell me something about where that kind of makes sense.
I think we had just discussed aligning it with the threshold in the current state law. Yeah, so that would be beyond the small purchase threshold.
Okay, so there's some justification for it in the law.
Some rationales, $5,000 seems like it would capture an awful lot of
Yeah.
procurements.
Okay, and the 100,000 seems to definitely be, I think, conservative enough. I personally would prefer it being a little bit less, but I started with the 100,000. We may not run into trouble over at the legislature with the bill. But I'd like to propose, Chair, that we go ahead and get this bill into a format to go in with our package.
First of all, any objection to changing it to 100,000 for 5,000 by any commissioners? Okay, I don't need a motion. That's fine.
So I was actually wondering if the staff did a review on what their recommendation.
Yeah, well, this is the next thing. I'm gonna has the staff gone over this, or even our Attorney General gone over this, our Deputy Attorney General?
The staff have recommendations. In addition, the Deputy Attorney General is reviewing. She has not provided written comments yet. I think we may have had a mistake in communication. I think she was intending to be here to provide oral comments. So I think we have plenty of time. I would suggest we simply bring it back up next month with an opportunity to allow her to provide any comments or suggestions to it as well. But I think we keep moving it along.
But amend it to 100,000.
Yes, yes,
Trigger.
yes. Well, look, honestly, any objection, any questions for the commissioners? I don't see any objections. We'll change the bill, proposed bill to 100,000 from 5,000 and await the review by the staff and our Deputy Attorney General for any comments. Is that okay with everybody?
Only if we don't wait any longer than that. I'd like to get it into the hopper to get it ready to go.
By next meeting.
Next meeting.
Yeah, by next meeting, of course.
Just from a timing perspective, Commissioner, we won't submit this to the legislature until December at the earliest anyways. It is in a form where we could submit to the legislature in December.
So we got
So, no matter what, we will have a stack of bills that we turn into the legislature in December for them to put into final form.
I'm being a little bit cautious for the problems that could arise, and I want to say, let's keep a tight time frame on it. Let's get it ready, finalized, and ready to be there, and maybe the first in our package, to lead the package.
Okay, we'll review it again for next meeting and hopefully by that time, hopefully be sanitized by the staff and our Deputy Attorney General, then we can move forward. And definitely we're gonna submit something, personally speaking, want to make sure it's quote unquote kosher, legislative kosher. Is that okay? All right. I have one, maybe before my tenure is over. I like to make sure we somehow try and, I don't know the word, I mean, try and convince the legislature, especially the House, in regards to, remember our proposal about
Nepotism?
nepotism? I don't, and what worries me, and all due respect to our legislators, they're gonna self-police. And the Senate had no objections to the nepotism bill that we had proposed. But the House did, and I don't know why. I'm just thinking, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and I like to make sure that we, I don't know, do we have to lobby or what? Because I understand that the committee chair did not even take it out of committee for the House. So I would like to see, you know, that, you know, the bill be pushed, you know, so that both the branches of the legislature would accept our recommended nepotism bill, which, you know, I think it's been going on long enough to me. That's me. Any comments by any of the commissioners? You know what I'm talking about, the nepotism bill? Remember what we proposed? Any comments or questions? No?
Oh, fine.
All right. If we may, even if I have to go and testify,
No, absolutely. I think that is something that we can also bring a draft up for you guys to consider. And then, certainly if it's introduced, we'll push for it.
okay. Before my tenure is over.
Well, we can push for it,
I
you
want to
know,
know one more.
this year.
Okay, all right.
But what the legislature passes is, you know, a different body.
Yeah, I know, I mean. Anyway, unless any questions, I'd like to have that first. We've already done some good legislation like raise, and remember, when I got on board, and I'll mention this, the fine was only $1,000 per incident. Now it's $5,000, and that is a lot of teeth. And I speak from experience after our one big case, which is still pending, but we'll see about that. Any questions? Any comments? All right, moving on. Next. Item number, oh my gosh. You know, okay, do I say it again, Akana?
So no current updates. I will note with the Chief Justice having affirmatively selected a time by which he would retire. I think there will be pressure on the Supreme Court to close out all matters that he's involved in. So I would anticipate, you know, it's gonna go no later than that, when we would expect a decision from the court.
When is
Otherwise,
he
they have to
expected to retire? When is he expected to retire?
I'm speaking off the cuff. He did designate a specific date. We can find it out, but I believe it's in the October, November timeframe.
Okay.
So hopefully it's before my tenure ends that this case will be resolved, because I remember getting on board, how many years ago? 9, 8, 7 years, whatever. And that was the first case that came up. And for your information, in the 50 years, correct me if I'm wrong, that the Ethics Commission has been in existence, we've only had 3 contested cases, and this is one of them. So I'd like to hopefully get it resolved before I retire. And I'm not coming back. All right, any questions on the Akana? Okay, if not, I think that's it. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 9:31.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Commissioner Hong,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Thielen. All those in favor of adjourning, please, roll call.
Commissioner Tobias,
Aye.
Commissioner Hahn,
Aye.
Commissioner Thielen,
I
Commissioner Becker,
Hi.
Chair.
Chair votes aye, no objections. We will now adjourn. Motion is carried. Let's come back at